we have is we found slope between 2 points using a graph. But what happens when we don't have a graph? We still need to find the slope between 2 points. And what we have is a formula that we'll use. The general form for this formula will involve 2 points, but since it'll work for all of our points, we'll use x sub 1 and y sub 1 to represent the coordinates of the first point. The coordinates of the second point will be x sub 2 or x2 and y2. So let's look at our graphs from earlier and try and decide. Let's look at this second graph here. How did we figure out the rise and run? How did we find these numbers? What did you do to find this -4? Where did this -4 come from? I think most of you got it, but where did it come from? So good. Some of you might have counted starting here and went 1, 2, 3, and 4 and said, oh, I went down 4, so I get -4. But I'm going to guess some of you said, oh, I've got 3 here and -1 here. Well, I know I can combine 3 and -1 in some way, and that'll get me to 4, and then I went down, so I got down 4. And really, what we did is subtraction. Okay, so what we're going to say for our slope formula is slope is rise over run. For our slope formula, we'll still do our rise on top, but which coordinates, which ordered pair, the x or the y, control the rise? The y's. So what we'll do is we'll take our y sub 2 or a y2, and we're going to subtract from that number our y1. That will be over the x2, good, minus x1. Okay, and that's all there is to the slope formula. So let's go through a couple examples here, kind of like the ones that we already had. So in the first graph, we were given the 2 points, -1, -2, and 2, 2. Now we know that since we fixed our slope, it is 4 over 3, but let's see if we can figure out where it comes from. Well, let's label what each of these numbers is. This first number is my x what? It's my x1. What is the second number? y1. What's the third number here? x2, and fourth number, y2. So now I just plug these numbers into this formula where I see them. So I will say my slope, and we're going to call our slope m. Okay, so slope will be equal to m, so we don't have to write the word slope every time. M is equal to, our y2 is what? 2 minus, what's our y1? Minus -2. Over, what's our x2? 2. What's our x1? Minus -1. And then we just simplify. What's 2 minus -2? What is it? 4. 4. Good. When I subtract a negative, it becomes addition. So when I subtract the negative here, what's 2 minus negative 1? 3. Isn't that what we wanted from our graph above? 4 over 3? Yeah, that's exactly it. So we know that that one's right because we also checked it with a graph. Let's do another example of these. Okay, I'm going to flip to a new page so I don't run out of space. Let's do this. Okay, here's another example. Let's find 2 points here, and let's just pick some numbers, and let's find the points between these two. Find the slope between these two. Jude, give me a number. 4. Allie, give me a number. 6. Antonio A, give me a number. 13. Jay, give me a number. 7. Cool. Totally random points, but not to worry, we can do this. What is my x1? Four. What is my x2? It's trickier. What is it? It would be 13. Yeah, our x coordinate. What is our y1? 6. What is our y2? 7. Now let's use our formula. Our formula says y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What is our y2? Jay? 7. So I have 7 minus, what's our y1? 7 minus 6 over, what's our x2? 13 minus our x1 is 4. Now we simplify. What's 7 minus 6? 1 over 9. Now let's talk about what this means since we've got a little bit of space here. Slope is rise over run. So what this means, it tells me that the angle of this line would go up how many? Up 1. Bless you. And over how many? Over 9. So do you think if I went up 1 and over 9, would that be a very steep line or not steep? Not steep. So this line is going to be pretty flat. Okay, and that's what slope tells us. Cool. Let's do one more example here, and then we'll let you try that Khan Academy for the last 10 minutes here. Okay, let's do Nick Pilch. Give me a number. What is it? 21. Okay. Antonio A. H. Give me a number. 32. Okay. You guys are sticking to positive numbers. That's interesting. Rachel, give me a number. There it is. Negative 14. And Lacey, give me a number. 3. Cool. We'll get some funky slopes here. What is my, let's see, what is my y2? What do you think, Antonio? 3, there you go. It's all right. No, I was trying to be a tricky one. Yeah, stupid. What is my x1? What is my x1? 21. Good. What is my x2? Negative 14. And what is my y1? 32. All right, so let's check our formula here. Our formula, who remembers the formula? Show of hands, who remembers what the formula is without looking at their notes? Antonio A.
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Good. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. For some reason, this formula just gets stuck in my head. Okay, it's like rhythmic. Okay, I work out to it. I sing the slope formula as I work out. What is my y2 value? 3 minus 32 over negative 14 minus 21. What is 3 minus 32? Negative 29. Did you say 29? Yeah, I thought so. Over negative 14 minus 21 more. There you go. Negative 35. Now, does 35 go into 29? No, and it turns out 29 is a prime number. So I can't actually reduce this fraction, but I can simplify it some. What can I say about this fraction? Instead of negative 29 over negative 35, what is it? So all I know is that these negatives will become positive. And this will just be positive 29 over positive 35. So with a positive slope, does my line go like this or like this? The first one, right? It has a positive slope. Okay, you got 7 minutes here. I'd like you to finish up your Khan Academies from yesterday. And if you have time, you can start that 5-3 HRW.